it shine through. Just let your soul, baby, feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul go. So glow.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to the Reese T Bills Mafia Tailgate pregame show. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree to the TOP from the 313. What up, Bills Mafia? It's game day. Bills versus Bengals. Here we go. Let's start stacking wins, man. I'm tired of this inconsistent Buffalo Bills team. Let's start piling up some wins, and it starts today, right? Last week's last week, right? We did great, handled business, but it's on to the Bengals. We need to beat the Bengals today. We need to start stacking wins, man. Going into the playoffs on a high note, right? That's what I want to see from this Buffalo Bills team. We cannot go into the playoffs on fumes. And yeah, I said it. Playoffs, right? We're not there yet. We're the 7th seed.
In my opinion, that sucked. What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope.
Yeah, man. Look, man. I think we'll make the playoffs. I do, but we definitely got to start stacking some wins, and we need to go into the playoffs on a high note. We can't go in there on fumes. We can't get in there with a lot of injuries. Hopefully, we start getting guys back, right? Gearing up for the playoffs here late in this season, and getting guys, ready to go into the playoffs. More than likely, obviously, I don't think we'll win the division. I just don't see that happening, though there's still a chance. You're saying there's a chance. I am, but it's slim. What up, Chris? Go Bills. Go Bills, man. 1 o'clock game today, which I know a lot of you guys like. Let's get a live check-in here to, let's see here. Let's see if I have a good view. There you go. So here is the outside of Buffalo right here at the game here. Let's see if we can get a better shout out to this. By the way, shout out to the person here that's running this. I wish I could, let's see here. It's Buffalo Stadium Live's website. So check out their YouTube channel, Buffalo Stadium Live on the YouTube. That's outside Buffalo right now. So as you can see, weather isn't the greatest. I'm here in Detroit, and it's the same thing. It's snowing today. It's not a heavy snow, but it's definitely, I'm looking out my window actually as we speak right now, but it is definitely snowing. It's a light snow coming down, but yeah, my grass is full of snow. So there it is. There it is. As you can see, here's the tailgaters here. Bills Mafia out there. tailgating. Right outside, you see the new stadium as well being built there. Man, that thing's coming along fast. But there they are, man. There's Bills Mafia gearing up, getting all that liquor in, getting all that grub, getting ready for this very important game, in my opinion. You take care of business today. You're going to start getting some of Bills Mafia back on board, starting, at least having them believe there's a better chance if they do hit the playoffs that they'll actually do something in the playoffs, right? Because right now, I can't get on board with that, right? Look, I love my Buffalo Bills. The season's still going on. I'm not going to be one of those people that are just Debbie Downer, everything's shitty, it's garbage. We're 8-4, right? And today we have an opportunity to go 9-4, right? Usually you get 10 gets you in, right? So, and then we do have some winnable games after today with the Jets and the Browns. So I predicted we would finish the season with 11 wins about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, something like that, when I was looking at the remaining schedule. And I'll stick with that. But minimum, I think we will probably get 10. But it does start today. You got to beat the Bengals. You got to beat the Bengals. I know they're surging, but yeah, man, you got to start stacking wins together. What up, Robert? Good morning, Tommy. Good morning to you as well. And guys, by the way, my co-host, Mr. Mikey, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Mikey. He's not going to be on today pregame, but he will be here postgame. So if you guys are here postgame, do me a favor. Say happy birthday to my dude, man, Mr. Mikey, man, my good friend, my awesome co-host that I've been rocking with for 5 years. I believe he turned 45 today. So wish Mikey a happy birthday on the post-game show if you can. If you can remember that for me, please. Let's see here. This is a game we should run the ball a ton. Keep her on the sideline and get out of there with a win. I agree. Like, if you're going to... Look, if our identity right now is running the ball, well, today is the perfect day for that to be shown, right? And I do believe we are a run first team. I mean, that's how our offense is this year. I'm okay with that to a sense. However, our passing game is atrocious. And yes, today we probably don't need to use it, a passing game that is, but it worries me. It concerns me big time. Because when we do need to go to the air, we are bad at it. Put it this way. This season, we've only had 2 receivers reach 100 yards. That was Keon Coleman, week 1, and Khalil Shakir, November 20th. He had 110 versus the Texans. That's it, folks. Keon Coleman, week 1, and November 20th, Khalil Shakir, 110. Now, obviously, Dalton Kincaid had back-to-back 100 yards, but I'm talking about our receivers. Now, Dalton Kincaid, if you want to add him, fine. But I'm talking strictly receivers, only twice this year. That's just crazy to me that our passing game has gotten that bad. Let me remove that. But there's the outside. I'll go back to that, by the way. Hey, Mr. Mikey is here, actually. He's in the chat, man. Hey, you're welcome, brother, man. Happy birthday to you, man. I hope you had a great night. Mikey went out to a fancy... he's going to fancy dinner tonight. He's going to a steakhouse tonight, I believe. Yesterday, he went to the Olive Garden. Got himself some breadsticks at the Olive Garden. Those breadsticks are killer. He also went to some golf. Play golf or something like that. Golf simulator or something like that. But that was what Mikey did on his birthday, man. And I think tonight he's going to a steakhouse. And obviously the Bills, most importantly, need to get my main man Mikey a Buffalo Bills victory. Don't do my man wrong like that. Don't do Mikey wrong like that. Buffalo, right? Now, by the way, Buffalo gave me a win on my birthday in September 28th, when they played the Saints. Now, Mikey has a little bit of tougher of opponent here on his birthday, which is the Bengals. So hopefully the Bills can do do Mikey right and get the win for his birthday, man. Come on, man. Do the dude right. Roy coming in. The below average receiving room will keep the Bills from going far, in my opinion. Yeah, Roy, look, man, I don't totally disagree with that. We still got some games left this regular season for them to kind of, I don't know, show me something. But you're right. You can't be one-dimensional. Like, it works certain games. Okay, it may work today. Cool. Because of the environment, obviously, the bad weather. But you're eventually going to have to pass the ball here, especially in the playoffs. You can't be one-dimensional. And the Bills this season has mainly been kind of a one-dimensional. When they tried to pass, it's gone bad. So let's hope these remaining 5 games that we have left here, they could show something in the passing game. Give me something, right? Make me feel some kind of confidence going into the playoffs that if we need to pass the ball, we can, which is crazy to say, guys, considering we have Josh Allen, right? If we had, I don't know, Dylan Gabriel as quarterback, fine. I'd be like, all right, you know what? It's not going to happen. We have a terrible quarterback, right? Like J.J. McCarthy or something. I'd say, okay, you know what? Maybe we just, it is what it is, right? But come on, man. It should never be that way. Robert, Tommy, I aspire the Bills, unleash the Bills offensive line, Josh in the offense, and put belt to ass. Yeah, man. And our offensive line should be better today as well. We got Deion Dawkins back. Spencer Brown is inactive, by the way. I'm pretty sure I already read that. Robert, happy birthday, Mikey. Mikey, got your first happy birthday from Robert, man. You're going to get more from that later on, Mikey. More on that in the postgame show. I'm sure some of our regulars will pop in and wish you a happy birthday as well. Mikey, I retired 3 years ago. What I like most about retirement is I play hide and seek all day long myself, and I enjoy it. Robert, dude, I wish I could retire, man. I know Callie Blitz, our good friend of the channel. He's been retired, I think, 2 years now or something like that. And man, yeah, he's loving life. Driving to Denver. Thanks for being on time to fill some time. Yeah, hey, no problem. I'm always on time. Come on. Oh, thanks for being on. I read it wrong. Jeez, I got hooked on phonics, right? No, hey, you're welcome, man. Driving to Denver. Good Lord, man. Are you gonna be able to watch the game? Are you gonna pull over, to a sports bar and be able to at least watch the game? You should, Scott, unless you're on you got to get to Denver at a certain time or something like that. I would definitely pull over and get yourself a good lunch and watch the Buffalo Bills hopefully kick some Bengals ass today. As you can see, no Aramis today. For those that are wondering about Aramis and Keys and Post Podium, they've been on vacation, so they haven't gone anywhere. And obviously, you guys know they're a good friend of the channel. So, and obviously, Aramis is my co-host for the pregame show. So, that's the reason why Aramis isn't here over the last 2 weeks, and that's the reason why Post Podium hasn't gone live. But tomorrow, they will be live at 5:30 on their channel. So, go check them out tomorrow. I'm sure they have a lot to say. They've been gone for about 2 weeks. So, yeah, check them out tomorrow. But that's why there is no Aramis today. And Keys is just busting his ass at the airport. So that's why also Keys has been kind of MIA as well. And, of course, Aramis is just enjoying life on a cruise ship. Let's see here, Robert. Between McDermott and Brady, they lack offensive imagination and wisdom to install a good offense. I agree with that, too. McDermott shouldn't even be around an offense. Nowhere near it. I don't want McDermott around the offense at all. I don't even want him passing the offensive room when they're doing any kind of film study, anything. I just don't want him around it because he hasn't even gotten his defense right. So how the hell do we think he's going to get the offense right if he can't even get the defense right? Yeah, I want him staying clear away, and he won't. That's not a McDermott thing. And for those that don't think McDermott has a say in this offense, you're totally wrong, because he does. He's actually said what he wants this offense to be, And this is exactly what you're getting. Greg Olson, who used to be a part of this organization, during the Panthers game, when we played the Panthers, actually said it during the game that this is exactly what McDermott wants his offense to be. These slow, methodical drives, killing the time, killing the clock, keeping the defense on the sideline as long as possible. And that's all good if we score. The problem is, and problem that we've ran into a few times this season is, this season, of course, we've had more turnovers. So we've had these long drives that sometimes turn into turnovers, and, the defense can't hold. So the defense gives up points, and now we find ourselves behind, trailing, right? And now we're doing another long drive where, let's say, we have a penalty and we go off sides, and now we killed 7 more minutes of the drive, right? And all we get maybe is a field goal out of it. We're still down. Now the defense gets back on the field. They give up another touchdown. Now we're down again. Now we're down 10. And we're trying to play catch up. And this season, we've not been good at that. Years prior, we've been pretty good at catching up if we did fall behind, right? Because why? Because our offense was an offense that could score quickly. This offense, guys, can't score quickly. It just can't. Those are the facts. And that's what really concerns me, is when we need points quickly, we really can't get them because we don't have any playmakers on the outside. We have 2 playmakers, guys. We have Josh Allen. We have James Cook. That's it. I love the rest of the players. Don't get me wrong. Right? Like, not love them. I like the rest of the players. I like Khalil Shakir. I think Khalil Shakir is a really good slot, and I think he could be used more on the outside. They refuse to. I don't know why. Right? I like Dalton Kincaid, but he can't stay healthy. Got to be on the field, right? And he's always injured. So, I like him, but never available. Keon Coleman has been, let's be honest, he's been a disappointment. Though I also think Joe Brady isn't helping him. With the where he's placing him on the field, I think he would be perfect as a big slot, and they don't use him much of that. I think his slants are great when he runs slants. Perfect. He shadows the defender. He usually gets yards after catch, but they don't do it often. Crossers, slants, we just don't run them often with him. So he's also obviously the other bullshit that he's doing this season, he's been a disappointment, right? Palmer was a terrible signing. Let's be real, right? I don't see any good outcome when it comes to Palmer. Curtis Samuel, totally disappointing. A terrible signing, right? That's something where he's on the team because we can't get rid of him, right? We might as well keep him, right? You're paying him, okay? And then we picked up, obviously, Gabe Davis and Brandon Cooks recently. Well, Brandon Cooks, I have some kind of hope for. Maybe he could provide something. And Gabe Davis, of course, the other flip side of that is we're hoping Gabe Davis can provide, a little bit of a spark since he knows Josh Allen. They're familiar with each other, but that has yet to be seen as well. So, yeah, this offensive, this passing game is bad. Let's be real. And that is very concerning. And I just don't trust Brady enough to get it right now. He hasn't shown me anything yet that says, hey, Brady can figure it out. Brady can figure out this passing game, this passing attack. I tell me, what have you seen that tells you? Look, I'm glad that he got the run game going, but then he took the pass game away. So what is it? He can't be more balanced, right? He can only do one thing good. I don't believe that. And I know my co-host thinks McDermott has a lot to do with it. And I kind of believe that to a sense. Like, I do believe McDermott has his hands all in the cookie jar, right? And I'm sure that he's telling Brady, hey, I don't want this, I want that. I get that. But at the end of the day, Joe Brady's still up there. He's the one that's calling the plays at the time, right? During games, right? He's the one that is being predictable on his play calling. McDermott's not calling the plays. He may say, hey, going into this game or going into the season, whatever, I want this style of play. This is what I expect the Bills offense to be. Fine. Okay, I get that. And maybe that's not what Joe Brady does best, but he still took the responsibility as an OC to take the job. He didn't have to. He could have said, I'm just not, it's not what I do. He could have, right? He didn't. He chose to take on that role. And right now, he's failing in the passing department, right? He just is. That's just the bottom line. And I feel like Brady just doesn't understand what he has, meaning the player's strengths and their weaknesses, right? He's not really understanding what they do best on the field and utilizing them. So this is kind of what you're getting. I'm seeing a lot of those same routes being ran. I'm seeing receivers kind of bunched up on the field, which shouldn't be the case. Very kind of vanilla type offense. Very kind of predictable at times. I just wish he would just kind of switch things up a little bit, get a little bit less predictable, get a little bit more creativity involved, start moving around receivers, start showing some pre-snap motion, show us a little bit more in your playbook. But if this is all you have, I don't know if the passing game gets any better with Brady. You know what I'm saying? So that's my concern. Hello, Tommy. Just wanted to pop in and say McDermott sucks. That is all. Hey, I'm with that, man. I'm not a McDermott fan. Stop blaming McDermott and Brady. We haven't drafted a real receiver. I'm going to blame McDermott. Fuck yeah, are you crazy? McDermott has final say on the draft. McDermott is a defensive-minded head coach. Go through all the drafts. We have drafted defensive heavy in every single draft, pretty much. That is not all on Bean, right? Bean is simply going for what McDermott wants. We've said this a million times. Bean could go and leave somewhere else, and you will see different type of players drafted for whatever coach he's coaching for, right? You have to. A GM can't go away from what a coach wants. This is not how it works, right? So, am I saying Bean's been perfect? No. Once again, people keep saying that we're not like criticizing certain people or players or GMs or coaches. We criticize everybody. However, McDermott's going to get the biggest blame here on this channel from me. And I don't care what y'all say. McDermott is the man in charge. He's the one that hired Brandon Bean. He's the one that's had the most fuck-ups here. He's a defensive-minded head coach where the defense has been pretty fucking shitty over the last 5 seasons. The defense has let us down in the playoffs more than anything, right? The 13 seconds, that's not on Brandon Bean. Say what you want. Brandon Bean also pulled the trigger and made a trade for Stephon Diggs. Y'all weren't fucking complaining then. And then Sean McDermott just said, we need to go defense. Look, man, end of the day, I agree. Bean needs to get help here for Josh Allen, but don't put that all on Bean. McDermott wanted defensive players. He's a defensive-minded head coach. He's let us down more than anybody in the building. And once again, I'm not saying Brandon Bean hasn't let us down at times. Matter of fact, I'm pissed off at Brandon Bean. He should have pulled the trigger and made a trade for Jalen Waddle. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Even if it didn't make that big of a difference this year, we would have had a number one on the roster who already got playing time with Josh Allen, so they're already getting familiar with each other. And then going into the 2026 season, you don't even need to worry about a one. You already have the one. So yeah, that part I'm really pissed off about. I also don't like that he doesn't take more chances. As a GM, you gotta sometimes step outside your comfort zone and do things that maybe you weren't comfortable with to improve the team, or at least take the chance. I'd rather a GM take a swing than not take a swing at all. Because even if he misses, I'm not the fan that's going to be like, oh, man, what a fucking idiot for taking the swing and taking a chance. I don't care. Like the Von Miller thing, dude, he took a swing. It was working out the first season. Von Miller was on a roll, guys. Say what you want, but it is what it is. You can't predict injuries. But I'd rather him take a swing there than not take a swing at all. And then he just gets to this point where he just doesn't do enough of it. I wish he would trade up in the draft. Get in the top 20 or top 15. Get rid of some of your picks to move on up instead of moving back. Why do you keep moving back and acquiring all these picks? All these late, 6th round, 7th round, 5th, 6th, 7th. Who cares? A lot of these picks are not even doing anything for us. Trade up and get yourself a quality player and at the top 20 or top 15, maybe even top 10. You have to, in time, take chances. So yeah, I don't like so much about Bean. And listen, and at some point, you got to just say, look, and this is where I'm saying he's not going to do it because McDermott will probably fire his ass. Is say fuck the defense. The defense isn't doing shit. It's never saving us. Let's just go heavy on offense, and let's just try to get a lot of fucking points. Let's surround Allen with enough talent where we can win shootouts. He's not doing it, all right? And that's the problem we're running into this season is our offense is now taking a backseat to the shitty defense. Now, look, I'll give the defense credit. Last week, by the way, was the best I've seen the defense play in a long fucking time. They actually played great defense the whole game, which is super rare because I've been fighting this and saying, guys, okay, so what? The defense has played better in the second half a few weeks in a row, but what about the first half? What about all the rushing yards they allowed? You can't ignore that. And these were against bad teams. But last week, they showed me, finally, that they could put a complete game together. Okay, cool. But let's see what they do this week, right? How consistent can that defense be? It's only been 1 week. Don't get suckered in to 1 week. Like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to get suckered in by the Buffalo Bills after a victory. They did that to us when they beat the Chiefs earlier this season. They got us all back on track, right? They all thought, they got us all back on board, believing, okay, they figured it out. And then they go and lose to the Dolphins. Spanked by the Dolphins. Make it make sense. See, I saw that. Good morning, Tommy and Mafia. What is up, Sandra? How you doing? McBean, baby. Hey, post podium. There's my co-host, Aramis. Aramis, man, I hope you're enjoying the vacation. I let everybody know, by the way, that you were on vacation, that you will be back tomorrow at 5:30. Post podium returns for everybody. They go live Mondays and Fridays at 5:30, so they will be back. And, man, I know y'all missing them, boys. So I hope you had a good vacation, man, and we'll talk this week, my dude. All right, here, McBean. Yep. Go Bills. Go Bills, damn right. Go Bills. It tells you the state of the team, that we're pumped up for an aging free agent receiver. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is what it boiled down to. It shouldn't be that way. But this is kind of desperation mode, right? This is where we're at right now, where we're just like, we have to. I mean, I at this point, I don't even blame it. I'm at least happy Brandon Beane's acknowledging that we need help. I mean, it's a little late for that, but you got to try something at this point. You fucked up during the trade deadline, right? You dropped the ball big time. So you got to make up for it somehow. So whatever. I don't care if they picked up every single free agent receiver out there. If just hopefully something happens good, right? A spark, something. And I like Brandon Cooks, but last week I thought it was a great sign when they went to him early on a crucial third down to get the first down. But then they didn't even target him again. 0 targets after that. 0, not even one. So I don't get it. I doubt it. Now, look, the run game obviously was on point last week, and maybe they didn't need to, and maybe they felt like they didn't have to. So we'll see moving forward. But, man, I got to see more targets for these receivers as well. You can't expect Josh Allen to get familiar with players when they're only getting targeted a couple times a game, guys. It's just not going to happen. I don't care if he's wide the fuck open. Quarterbacks have to start getting, they got to get that trust, familiarity, chemistry. That all comes into play, guys. It just doesn't happen just like that. It just doesn't. Robert, tell me, how do you feel about using Shavers and Coleman as a third tight end? I wouldn't mind seeing Coleman as a tight end, but once again, it has to kind of, it's up to the player, right? And I don't know. I don't know. Shavers possibly, once again, though, it just they'd have to be working with these guys, right, in that position and during the week. And I don't know. I mean, I would like to see it, but I'll be honest with you, I would like to see Coleman more as a bigger slot than a tight end. If you want to bring Shavers in that role here and there, just kind of mix things up, I guess. It's just too bad Kincaid is constantly hurt. Now, I did hear something about Kincaid possibly playing today, but that's concerning, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Hold on. It's concerning because now he popped up on the injury report with a knee injury as well. So he's dealing with the hamstring and then somehow got a knee injury. How do you get a knee injury when you're not even practicing? What is going on in Buffalo? You're getting injuries while you're rehabbing, chilling out, not even practicing. A knee injury happens. What? So my concern is, and we've seen this before, players go out there that are going out there too early from an injury when they're not totally right and re-aggravating their injury and missing even more time. So for as much as I would like Kincaid to be out there, I almost prefer him not to be, because we really need him if we do make the playoffs. Last thing we need is Kincaid going out there on a shitty fucking day like today, right? Getting hurt, or re-aggravating his knee now, whatever fucking knee. And now he's missed, now he's on IR, let's say, or something. It's crazy. And we've done this before, so. And Shavers not being thrown to enough. Yeah, that's crazy too. I mean, he had a good game, and then you don't even target him the following game. So make it make sense, man. That's why Tommy loves that term McBean. Yeah, hey, we've been saying McBean forever around here, Weston, man. It is true. They're like tied to the hip, man. It is what it is. You know, at this point, look, man, I've defended Bean for a long time. I'm pissed off at him, but I'll be honest with you guys. If you fire one, just go ahead and fire them all. Go ahead and just get rid of everybody. Go ahead and get rid of Bean, McDermott, coaching staff. Just wipe clean, get a new staff in-house, get a new GM, obviously. I'm okay with that, too. I want to be mad about that. But if they decided to keep being cool, but that's not how it's going to go. In my honest opinion, I think if anyone goes, it's going to be Bean over McDermott. And it's going to be a McDermott decision. For as much as you guys think Terry Pegula is so much in charge, he's the owner, he has the say, he has the final say, but McDermott is the one running the show. So McDermott goes to him and says, hey, Bean's not doing it. You know, he's you know, whatever he might say to Terry Pegula. Terry Pegula is going to back Sean McDermott. Kim Pegula, who was obviously more in charge of football operations, obviously she's no longer, right? We all know what happened with her with the heart thing. And now Terry Pegula, who's more of the business side, who writes the checks. That's all he's doing. He's writing the checks. There's nobody reporting to him telling him, hey, Sean McDermott's doing fucking terrible, right? He's going in, this is year 9, and we still haven't reached the Super Bowl. He doesn't care about that. He cares about business, cares about money, right? Anything you hear about Terry Pegula, by the way, guys, is all business related. It's all business related. Could care too. I'm not saying he doesn't care, but I don't think he's like stressing it or not, you know, worrying about the head coach, you know, about Sean McDermott, right? About not reaching a Super Bowl yet, like we are, right? That's not, trust me, he's not waking up. He's not losing sleep over it, right? He's not waking up in a panic that it's year 9 and we still haven't accomplished what we should have accomplished already, while other teams in the AFC who were bottom dwellers are now passing us by, right? It's craziness. So no, I think you know, I think he told McDermott to go out and find yourself a GM. He did. He brought his buddy from Carolina and Brandon Beane. Hire Brandon Beane, and I think he has the key. I think he has the scissors to cut him. Right? He's the puppet master. And I don't think Terry Pegula would argue with Sean McDermott about getting rid of him if that happened. So that would be what I would see would happen first, but maybe I'm wrong. the layers being added to the practice squad are former washed up Bills players, and I feel that is McDermott. It is. A lot of it's McDermott. Everybody, like, I keep telling you guys that. But once again, look, at the end of the day, this show is obviously all opinion based, right? Mikey has his opinions. I have mine. Post Podium has theirs, right? Keys may have his different takes than Aramis. You go over to the Ralph rant. He has maybe a different take than me. He sees it different than I do. It's just obviously all opinions. So don't, I don't want people getting all upset. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah. Like, it is what it is. If you guys feel strongly about one thing, it is what it is. I'm only going to here tell you what I feel, and that's it. But, yeah. Let's see here. My man Aramis over here. Terry Gray will be the GM next. I don't know if this is Keys or Aramis, because Keys loves himself some Terry Gray. So I'm almost thinking this is Keys, not Aramis. But he hasn't said so yet. He has. But with this Terry Gray comment, I'm almost thinking this is Keys now, not Aramis. Terry Gray will be the GM next year. Unfortunately, Sean has no other moves that will save him for being fired right now. Maybe. I don't think so. I think both are staying. So I think you're wrong on that as well. I just do. I'm back if you want me on, bro. Oh, I gave you the link. Check your pop on, man. Hop on. I sent it to the to your ex. You want me to resend it, Aramis? Hold on real quick, guys. Hold on. I didn't even know this, but Aramis is back in town. Let's get Aramis here. So this is Aramis. See, I thought it was Keys, man. Look at me. I'm all wrong. I'm going to send it to your ex real quick. Hold on. All right. He just woke up. Long vacation. All right. Just sent it to you. Check your ex real quick. And for all you old heads out there, X is formerly Twitter. It took me forever to call it X. I still feel like weird saying it. I feel like I'm talking about some porn site. Hey, follow me on X. Get me on X. Oh my God. Hey ladies, if you want to watch Tommy here, go to X for exclusive videos, content. So, I don't know if you heard me talking about X, but I always feel like it's taking me a while to call it X, because I feel like it's like a porno name or something like. Huh? Right? No, I'm just no. It just does. It's just odd, Hey, follow me on X. I don't know.
It does sound bad.
It does, doesn't it? Check out my latest video on X. Oh my God. Hey, we got a YouTube member, man. Thank you so much, Raymond. I appreciate you rocking with the Mafia Sports Report. Welcome back, King Aramis from his vacation. Man, people were like, on my Friday show, they were like, where is Post Podium? What happened to those dudes? And I'm like, they're on vacation. If you watch them, you should have known that. But man, they were on hiatus for a little bit. Aramis needed some time away from really you guys, right? He wanted time away from the chat, man. You guys are pissing him off. No, just joking.
It's stressing me out. I gotta get away.
You gotta get away. But how was your vacation, man? First, we'll start with that.
It felt long, which is a good thing. But it was great. It was great overall, man. It was the children's first flight. It was their
how was that?
First cruise. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome.
I mean, for a flight, their flight experience, like, were they nervous? Yeah. Were they?
No, they
handled it good. Okay.
My wife and I sat in two different aisles so that both of them could have a window seat. Right. So both of them got to see the plane take off. They took video. We took video of their reaction and all that kind of stuff. It was really fun. It was really fun. The flights were great. We flew JetBlue both ways. And the cruise, we went on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and we ended up at the island of Coco Cay, which is in the Bahamas. And I mean, really great time. The tallest water slide in North America is there, and we did get on it, and I got some serious brush burn on my back from it because it's like
Oh,
it's like a minute and a half long, bro. You slide
really? Okay.
enough water all the way down. So it's not as bad as it sounds, but it was a lot of steps getting up to that tall
Getting
water
up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a great time.
And then you get home to this.
Yeah. You know what? It's not as cold as I thought it would be coming back. You know, like I'm serious.
Right.
It's not as cold as I thought it would be coming back. But surprisingly, I kind of missed it. You know, being in the sun. Like I'm not really a sun beat person. My wife is. You know.
Yeah, dude.
This is
I'm the same. So I'm from South Florida. Obviously, I grew up in South Florida more. And I have family in Michigan, some in Rochester, but mainly my family's from Michigan. I lived in Texas for a year. Lived in Michigan for a little bit as a kid. Rochester I only visited, but I hate the heat, bro. As a kid, it wasn't a big deal because I was young and I was super skinny back in the day, so it really wasn't a big deal. But as I got older, I'm like, yeah, I got to get out of this humidity. And I actually like the cold. I do. Like I prefer cold weather. I mean, I'll tell you what. The only thing I hate is driving in the snow. Like I used to work from home. I didn't mind it. The snow, because I was like, yeah, the snow looks so nice looking out the window. I don't need to drive in it. But now I drive in it. I'm like, oh, it's just the worst. Right? Having to shovel your way out of the driveway. Do you? Can't stand it.
Love it.
I hate it. But I got an older car, Magnum.
Okay.
For anyone that knows Dodge Magnums, I mean, it handles okay, but I got 22s. I've never changed them since moving from Florida to Michigan. So I got the really thin tires on, like low profile tires. So it doesn't. I probably should have switched tires a long time ago. Did not. So my car tends to slip and slide all over the road.
A little bit of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, not the greatest car. I mean, it's good that it's heavy, but yeah. But other side of that, bro, like I said, I don't mind it. But look at the tailgaters. Bills Mafia, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the weather. Look at these guys tackling each other. This is live, by the way, live feed in Buffalo. Shout out to this YouTube channel, Buffalo Bills Stadium. But look at that, man. And you obviously been out there quite a few times. I've only got to experience once. In 2018, I went out there for the Lions game, Josh Allen's rookie year, and it was a blast. I had a blast. It was shitty weather just like this. It was late in the year. But, yeah, man, Bills Mafia brings it, man. They always bring it. Does not matter the weather. They are going.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. I was talking. I know you've been on here a little bit here, so you know I'm sure you heard me talking about this offense and you know the concerns that I have going forward. Really, it's concerns I've had all year, which is the receiving room. Look, I get we're a run heavy team. I get that. That's what our identity is, but we're not balanced, right? We're a run heavy team that when we need to go to the passing game, it's bad, and we got 5 games remaining. And I got to see something. I got to from the receiving game. I have to. Now this game you're not going to see it, and I'm fine with that. But at some point we're gonna, we're gonna face an opponent. We're gonna have to pass, and I got to see something before the playoffs. Because if not, if we go in there and we still haven't fixed it, meaning it's still not it's just still bad.
Yeah.
And we go in there on fumes too, as well. On top of that, if we don't start stacking these wins. I just, my confidence is just going to be out of all-time low. What's your confidence level right now? Like, would it take the Bills to go stack some wins here, go on a streak for you to go, okay, maybe the playoffs we could do something with considering all the inexperienced quarterbacks? Or would it still be, okay, they stack wins, but I still don't like what I see even though we're going against inexperienced quarterbacks?
I'm gonna add a third option if I can, which is how they choose to use Brandon Cooks. I think that'll be the strongest indicator of where this Bills offense is gonna go. Primarily because Brandon Cooks knows the offense, right? A lot of the concepts and things that we run with this offense was originally at the beginning of the season, from what I was told, was supposed to be designed around or a lot like the offense that Drew Brees ran with Sean Payton, right? Where a lot of slants, back shoulder throws with their bigger receiver, which is a lot of the stuff that we've been trying to do with Keon Coleman. I was also told that Keon Coleman was supposed to serve in that Mike Thomas role where he's getting a lot of the back shoulder throws and catching the slants and stuff like that. That was supposed to be his role, right? So if Brandon Cooks can come in and show that he is still familiar with the offense, he can still get separation, and they can use him in a lot of the same ways that he was used in New Orleans when he first got there in that offense, and it's productive, then I think we have something, because that will absolutely open up a lot of space for the other receivers that aren't getting it right now. Because what's happening is these teams are they're crowding the line of scrimmage, and they're just pressing the receivers, and they're daring us to get the ball to the outside. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen unless somebody's creating space. And Dalton Kincaid was that guy. I don't think he's going to be that guy for this game. I think it's going to have to be Brandon Cooks.
Can you want to answer this question here from Robert?
How do you feel about the weather? How do you feel the weather's going to affect Burrow's foot and that special shoe he wears? With the amount of running that he was doing against Baltimore, I don't think, because you got to keep in mind the snow, while it is slippery, it's softer, right? So it's less impact on that joint, right? So and I'm not an expert on this, but turf toe is more about the ligaments in the joint than it is, muscles or any, structural issues with the bone, right? So what that means is if he's running on a softer surface, it's less impact to the areas that were affected before, that were corrected before. So I don't think it's going to really affect him that much. And to be quite honest, with Bosa being out, the Bills are going to probably have to blitz just to get him off of his point. We haven't shown the ability to get much push up the middle without Ed Oliver this season. And with Ed Oliver being out, we with some of the younger guys in the depth being, down to where it is with injuries, we haven't really seen a lot of, stunts and different things that they were doing earlier in the season to get pressure without having to blitz either. So I think it's going to be tough sledding, but we're going to have to see, like a superhuman effort from a guy like Greg Rousseau in order to really see some impact in this game as far as Joe Burrow, moving around and having to use that foot.
I agree with that too. Yeah. And I'm sure they got a hell of a, whatever protection they have, whatever kind of shoe they put on, I'm sure it's probably top tier, best of the best. So
yeah.
But we do need to put pressure on them. By the way, real quick, we do have that poll up. Pick Aramis box. We haven't done it in a while. You got the compliment box, guys. You have the complaint box, and you have the mystery box. Now, I won't say this. We fucked up last week, or we fucked up 2 weeks ago, and the winner was mystery box. So, since we didn't unveil that, you have to let us know what the mystery was from 2 weeks ago, since the crowd did vote, and it was the winner. What was the mystery box? What was it? What do you have to say?
Oh, my gosh. The mystery from 2 weeks ago.
Yes, give us something. And guys, that is open right now, that poll. So go ahead and do what you got. And put your selection in, and we'll at the end of the show, we'll Aramis will do what he has to do. So what's the mystery? By the way, too, guys, I want to tell you the mystery box can be terrible. It could be nothing, or it could be the worst thing. He could tell you he likes Egos in the morning. I don't know. Or he could tell you something really, really good. Maybe a source told him something. It could be a really good mystery. So, I don't know. Maybe he solved a clue in this Bills offense we don't know about. So what's the mystery?
Oh, man. Okay. Let me see. Well, so I'm trying to remember what it was from 2 weeks.
Was it that you were going on vacation? Was that the mystery?
No. Well, to be honest, we didn't even discuss this until after the show, and literally, like, as I'm packing up, I'm thinking, like, man, like, what was that supposed to be? I don't even know what I would have said at that point in time. I wanted to be something valuable, you know what I mean? Because I don't want it to always be Aramis compliment the team. Obviously, that's the worst option available.
That is the worst. Yeah, Aramis is like
Worst option
fucking
available.
compliment. Compliment them.
Okay, so I'll do this. I'll create some mystery information for the mystery box now. Okay, so there was, and I'm gonna break this tomorrow on my show too, but I'll break it now for the mystery box just to add
Nice. What a good guy. So this could be a good one, guys.
Yeah. So the Darius Slay situation.
Ooh, all right, okay.
Yeah. So the Darius Slay situation, Darius Slay's agent was not contacted, and I know Sal Capaccio came on and said that you're not supposed to. That's a lie. That is always done. That is the nature of business in the NFL. I've confirmed this with two people who have been in the NFL, worked in the NFL, know what's going on. That the agent is usually contacted in these types of situations. Now, it is very rare for a situation like this, but it has happened before. And the explanation behind an agent not being contacted in this particular situation is the money is not that much. It's only 5 weeks worth left of money. And that's an instance where an agent would understand, all right, it's not a lot, not a big deal. But again, in most every case, the agent is contacted first. Why? To see if there's interest in coming to the team before they cut anybody, right? Because we lost Marcus Ingram, and Sean McDermott apparently hates that. But that was something that was, kind of painted as, well, the Bills didn't do anything wrong. You just don't do that. And that was Sal's take, which is absolutely wrong. So I needed to, make sure we get that out and be clear about that. Most teams, and here's the reasoning behind that too. Sal Capaccio was saying, well, that's against the rules. Okay. Part of the reason that they opened up the tampering window for free agency was because guys were doing it anyway. We saw that. It was reported. There were agreements to terms before they even came up with this tampering window. That stuff was happening. On top of that, if everybody was always following the rules, then nobody would have any kind of success on getting these players, because there would be millions of calls. It would take so much longer. Nobody would get anything done. On top of that, if every team was about the rules, then the Patriots probably wouldn't even be in the league anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's kind of take a step back and be real about, people's expectations of how teams behold the rules. Like, there's ways around every single rule.
Absolutely.
Rules get bent and all that kind of stuff. So let's not just let Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane off, with, they were just following the rules. No. I have my thoughts on how that happened, but the reality of it is you are supposed to contact the agent beforehand to see if there's interest in coming to your team. That was not done. It is not a scenario where it's against the rules and teams just don't do it.
Got you. And real quick, we'll answer this and we'll stay on topic on that, actually. Tommy, who do you think will play right tackle? Anderson? I do think it'll be Anderson again. I thought he played pretty well last week. I thought he got off to a bad start, but then he picked it up during the course of the game. I don't mind him at all. He's a good depth piece. I wish they would actually use him more when Allen's getting more pressured and our offensive line isn't really doing the best. I wish they would bring him in as an extra blocker more often. They don't. I don't know why. But I do believe he'll be that. I do want to talk about that real quick. Darius Slay. First of all, guys, he's 34 years old. He would have been, I don't even know if he would have hardly seen the field. I'll be honest with you. He was more of a depth signing. I didn't hate the signing, right? Guy's been there, done that, fine. But I also wasn't like jumping for joy. I didn't think it was oh my God, we're getting Darius Slay, the young Darius Slay. We're getting the old Darius Slay who just got waived by the Pittsburgh Steelers, who hasn't been playing top tier football as of late. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Then on the flip side, getting rid of Ingram. First of all, for everyone out there that's like, oh, I can't, Ingram, you guys wouldn't have said shit 2 months ago if they just waived him. Nobody, who the fuck, matter of fact, nobody in my chat ever brung up Jamarcus Ingram when Trey White was struggling, all right, when we needed help at corner. Nobody. Bro, I promise you guys, nobody brung up Jamarcus Ingram. So don't give me the whole we've lost Jamarcus Ingram. Oh my God, what will we do? The guy could have been waived. You guys wanted to fucking blink an eye. You would have said nothing. The only flip side of that is, yeah, it sucks. We got rid of a player, right? And same position. I agree with that. That kind of blows. But it's not a guy that we're like, oh my God, he's so great. If he was so great, he'd be on the 53. He wouldn't have been on the practice squad all year long. I didn't hate Ingram, but guys, he's been on the team for a couple years. If he was that good and that much of a, oh man, this guy, he's coming along, boy. Like, he would have been called up to the 53 way earlier on. So I'm not that overly upset about losing Ingram. It's more about the situation that I think that kind of is screwy. On the other flip side of that, we did sign Darnell Savage. Now, Savage, I like the signing. I think it's actually better. I think it worked out for the Bills, in my opinion. Really? Now, look, yes. Now, has Darnell Savage lived up to his first round selection? Probably not. But has he been as bad as maybe some has thought he has been? No, I thought he did pretty good in Green Bay. He got a contract in Jacksonville. They obviously, listen, the Jaguars are the Jaguars. They're a fucking hot mess. They paid him. They probably overpaid a little bit. Then they were like, oh shit, right? And they were going through whatever they were going through. Traded him within like 2 weeks. He wasn't even on there but a couple weeks, I think, or released him or whatever they did. And then he went to the Commanders, who also are going through their shit. Now, once again, I'm not saying Savage is this unbelievable piece, and thank God, but he's young. He's 28. He has an upside to him still, right? He could play. He's versatile. He could play free safety, strong safety, get nickel, right? And like I said, he's young, and all he's doing is filling. He's going to be there in case we need him. He's extra depth. I don't think that's a terrible signing. What do you think about Savage?
I like some of the things I saw out of Savage. He did kind of take the league by storm his first couple of years when he came in as a first round
ball
pick.
hawk.
Yeah, definitely a ball hawk. So he I do like that aspect of it. I don't know. To me, the Darius Slay thing filled more of a need than the Darnell Savage thing. I think the guys we have at safety, I would have preferred to see Jordan Hancock come in before I ever saw Darnell Savage. You know what I'm saying?
But he may be. But I think Hancock will be. I think this is more of a. I think I'll be honest with you. I think this is more of a. Damn, these guys tend to get hurt a lot back there. The safeties.
I think, and this is how my brain works. I think this is more about let's change the narrative after the Darius Slay situation happened.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they had to do something.
Right. They had to do something that led people to believe, hey, we didn't just lose 2 players.
Right? We got something.
We got something out of the deal. So we got Darnell Savage. Even though, I mean, again, the track record that Sean has, you're not just going to draft. You're not just going to claim a guy like that and throw him into a safety position, which is one of the most important positions on this team, right? In this scheme, right? So, with corner, I think that was probably a little bit more of a what's the word I'm thinking of? It's probably more of a real shot for Slay to come in and start at corner.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? With his level of experience,
with Trey
that's what I'm saying. You're getting Trey off the field now, which is a big help. All the stuff that's going on with Max Hairston and being in the wrong positions and all that kind of stuff. I think that would have solved a much bigger issue, and I was actually a lot more excited about that. Even though he's 34. The Bills aren't playing a ton of man, so we don't need to rely so much on his athleticism at 34 as much as mine, which to me would have been a huge help for this team.
So it was more about just the need was a little bit stronger there, obviously, than safety. I'm with that. I agree with that. I still think, though, that if you're going to compare the two, I think Savage at this stage of his career, I think it was a better pickup just because of the age.
If they're going to play
him, and him being versatile, right? So, and he runs a 4.3, so he's not like an older vet, slow. He's a ball hawk as well. He's been known to do that. So, and the fact that Tehran's getting, like, he can go in the nickel, like, he could do a lot. You can move him around. And also Poyer, come on, let's be real. I love Poyer, and honestly, Poyer's been a great addition. Yeah. But Poyer's also older. He's he gets hurt. He's probably still playing injured. Who knows? So I don't mind this addition. I don't. I get what you're saying. They had to do something. But that something wasn't a bad something. I think this is a good addition. But there was no other corners out there. I mean, it is what it is. If a guy doesn't want to be here, regardless, Ingram wasn't gonna. We never even talked about Ingram. Like I get your point. I get people's point about the Ingram thing, but I don't recall me even bringing his name up ever. And when we were struggling at times, so.
I think what lends to your point too, and well, I guess what adds to it is the Eagles and who's the other team I mentioned? I mean, even no, the Bengals don't do this. There's another team. Oh, the Texans. So all these teams that are running this nickel scheme, the same scheme that the Bills run, they've all been doing it with bigger safeties that are athletic and can run. Right.
True. And he's not the biggest either.
No, but you know what though? But his body type is more. I would say it's more suited for that nickel role than Taron Johnson's is. I mean, Taron Johnson is solely cover corner. Even though he's willing to put his body in there, his body type is cover corner.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
I'll give you that. If you get a guy like Darnell Savage there, who's I think he's like what 6'1", 6'2", 210 pounds.
He's 5'11", 210. So let's just say 6 foot. Let's just say 6 foot, 210.
Yeah.
Right. Which is still good. Yeah. I'm with you.
Very good with that that level of speed and his tackling. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, this is more of a step in the right direction of you're putting guys out there who can play the scheme better than what you've had before. You got Shaq Thompson, who somebody mentioned out there at linebacker. Yep. Much better option, in my opinion, as a middle linebacker in this scheme. I agree. And then Darnell Savage, if you can get him in to play some nickel, much better option in my mind at this point than Taron Johnson.
I agree. And you know what? And he said he wants to be here.
That matters.
So that matters, right? We got a guy that we actually picked up that wants to
say that, right?
That wants to come to Buffalo. And by the way, Brandon Beane and them are going to hold Slay's contract. So Slay did want to go somewhere. It ain't happening. They'd have to be nice and let it go. So, and I think at this point they're not. I think they're going to hold on to it and be. It is what it is. So that's business. That's how it works. His agent thinks otherwise, but that's not how the NFL works. That's not part of the agreement. So he's stuck. He's considered a Buffalo Bill to the end of the season. So Slay is going to have to stay retired. So,
or at least until after the Eagles game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. right. So,
that's why they did it.
And so after, then you can be let go. So, but yeah, I really, like I said, I didn't hate the Slay, when the news first broke, but I wasn't over the hill with it. I wasn't like once again, I didn't think he was going to be like this, game changing corner we got. I felt like he lost a step a little bit. It just was unfortunate we lost a corner. The same position is all. You know what I mean? And it's not so much about how great Ingram was, because if he was so great, like I said, we would have talked about him throughout the whole year. Why isn't he being called up? It was just about now we're one piece less in that position group. So that kind of sucks. But there's nobody else out there. And by the way, if they were going to pick up a corner, why not pick up Asante Samuel way earlier when he was available? You know what I mean? He was sitting out there in free agency. Right. So right. So like, you know what I mean? Unless, now look, we don't know if they did reach out to him and maybe Sam was like, hey, I want to start, or I want the opportunity to start. And maybe that, because we don't know. Like, we only can speculate and be like, why the hell didn't he, call this guy or this guy? Why didn't we? You never know what a player wants, right? A player may go, hey, I want to tell him I want an opportunity to start right away. Who knows, you know? So we don't know if maybe they did contact him. Maybe they didn't. But I would have felt like if they had the opportunity, he was willing to come here and be that guy, a depth guy, that would have been that would have been way better than Slay, and we would have been cool with that. But that ship has sailed, so we don't know, and he's on the Pittsburgh Steelers now. It's funny, he's on the Steelers, and they got rid of the guy that we tried to get,
Right.
and he's not even here. So there was another question up here. Somebody had asked. Let's see here.
I like the one from Nate.
Nate here.
He said,
Which one?
Is it just me, or is the defense playing better with Shaq instead of Bernard?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and answer that. I'll see if I can pop it up.
That's a quick answer. Yeah, yes.
Nasty Nate. Said his name's Nasty Nate.
No, Nate. NATO 9003.
I'm just joking.
Oh, Nasty Nate. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I that one.
Yeah, it's all right. Here it is. All right.
No.
By the way, have you noticed that? I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you notice YouTube has changed the? And I told Rob. By the way, I already told a few people this already. Like Roy, they changed their names here to their handles, YouTube handles. So a lot of these people now that you've known are now on YouTube handle names. So they're no longer like Roy wasn't Roy for the longest time for the last week. I had to tell Roy to go into settings and change. Yes. So you're going to see guys in you're going to start seeing people in that you're familiar with that you're like, maybe you don't recognize them because their names are different. So guys, real quick, I've been telling people this. You can go into your YouTube settings and change your handle to whatever you had your name as if you want to. Because a lot of these people now I don't recognize until they say it. So just letting you know, like, see, like, at blah, blah, blah. This could be somebody I talked to a million times. I have no idea who that is. You know what I mean? So Spin could be someone totally different now. So just a heads up, guys. If you want to change that, go ahead and change that in your handles. But go ahead. Sorry I cut you off.
Yeah, no. So the short answer is yes. The team has been balling out with whenever Shaq Thompson plays. Just look at the second half of that Falcons game when he came in. I mean, the defense was completely different in terms of stopping the run. I think that's what happens when you have a real middle linebacker with a real middle linebacker body playing the middle linebacker position. Terrell Bernard is a weak side linebacker. That is where he needs to play the rest of his career off. I mean, hopefully the Bills see it the same way. You know, I mean, Shaq Thompson is what? He's 30 something. I think he's like 32. If I'm not mistaken.
There. Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you get one more year out of him, but man, look at what the Bengals are doing with their two young up and coming linebackers. I mean, both of those guys are playing very well in year one of them being on the field, and they are better at stopping the run than they have been in the last 3 years combined with those two linebackers. So the hope is you get out of this mode of we have to build our defense to stop the Chiefs, and now we build our defense to just play the scheme as best as we can. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it comes down to. That's it.
Right. So what's the word on Morgan Fox? So Morgan Fox is active in this game, and I'm intrigued on this one. Morgan Fox is basically the replacement to Michael Hoyt. Though he's not as versatile, so he can't do Hoyt could do all three positions, right? Linebacker, DE, DT. Morgan Fox would do DE, DT. But he brings the same kind of energy from what I've seen. So he's a high energy kind of player. And he's had a good career. So I'm excited for this. I'm curious what he does on the field. Like I said, he's had a good history, just like Hoyt did. Hopefully he could stay healthy because I was excited for Hoyt, and Hoyt was gone in a game and a half. So we'll see. But yes, he is active in this game. Very curious how he does because we need help on the line, and he could be a good addition. I thought that was a great pickup, by the way, as long as he stays healthy. That definitely is. And you're right about Shaq, by the way. Shaq Thompson, he's 31, by the way. So, yeah, he'll be 32 next year. That was also a good addition. So, I want to say this too. Not every veteran is a bad signing. I know sometimes we want to go all youth, and that's good. We need to. You need to eventually start to change and get younger at positions, but you still need guys like this, right? Like Poyer's been a big help in my opinion to the safety room, big time. Like for as much as we were like, not me, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, Poyer, we're bringing back." I thought Poyer's actually been a really good addition, just in fact that he's back there, he's helping out Hancock, he's helping out obviously Cole Bishop a lot. I feel like Cole Bishop's has grown big time over this past season. He's gotten better as the season gone along, and really it started when Poyer got in there, right? And just him being on the sideline, he doesn't even need to be in the game. I just feel like it's a guy he can go back to and talk to. You know what I mean? What are you seeing out there? What do you saw? What did I do something wrong? It's perfect because you got to remember during the course of a game, guys, coaches are just like they're all over the place. They don't have time to sit down and talk to a guy and be like, "Hey," like it's not how it works, right? They're all over the place. They got to talk to the head coach. They got to. There's a lot going on, and when you sit down, you have a player right next to you, and Poyer is going to go, "Hey, you got to be here, man. You got to, you fucked up there. You got to move around." Or, "Hey, great play." It's a great addition. Great addition. Same with Hancock. And obviously, look, you're looking at Shaq Thompson, another guy that people are like, oh, no, old guy, Caroline. Hey, say what you want. And I'm not saying this guy's playing out of his mind, but he's been a great addition because look what's going on, right? Bernard can't stay healthy, and Matt Milano, forget about it. Like, he's toast, right? This is it for him. I would be shocked if he comes back, and I just don't see it happening. And go back to their receiving room real quick in the tight end. So we've only had twice this year receivers hit over 100 yards. Week 1 and Khalil Shakir in November against the Chiefs, I think it was. Yep. Pretty fucking sad, right? This is probably the worst I've seen since 2018. Now I know we didn't really talk much about Brandon Cooks, I don't think, right? I think you were here pregame the first week, right? I believe when he was here. So what did you? I know he only got one target in the game, but what do you feel that Brandon Cooks is going to bring moving forward? Do you think he's going to get more targets? Did you like what you saw from him, even though there was only one target week 1? What's your thoughts on Cooks?
Well, again, like I said, he knows the scheme. He knows the offensive scheme, so that helps him in terms of being able to come in and make an impact with his experience. I think it really just comes down to the Bills' offensive philosophy. If they're going to continue to play this everybody eats deal, then I don't think we should expect production from anybody, because the only people that they've shown they want to get production to is Kincaid and Shakir, right? Those guys have consistently been around 6 to 8 targets every single game. And if you go and look at the stats, everybody else on the team has been no more than maybe 4 targets a game. So that all of this comes down to this formula that the Bills believe they have, where we're going to get certain guys their targets, and that equals, X or what, whatever their desired outcome is. And that's what they're going to stick with. So if they're going to continue to go with everybody eats, then I don't expect Cook to make a difference. But if they're going to open this thing up and really start to make some necessary changes going into the playoffs, then I think the skill set of Brandon Cooks is still good enough on the outside to create enough space in this scheme to open things up for Kincaid, open things up for, Palmer on the other side, and really get some movement there on the outside for the receivers. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, even though they only had one target, I thought it was an important target. I thought it was perfect time. Like, it's kind of told me a lot. Like Josh Allen going to your, and it was a third down, big third down play, and it turned out to be a first down. But the one guy you go to is the guy that just got on the roster. And by the way, he got great separation, ran a great route, no issues with the catch. That's what you want to see. So it's good to see at least Allen trusting a guy that just got here, and a guy that on an important play got open, completed the pass, executed. Everything was done exactly how it should be for a veteran. I like him. I like Brandon Cooks a lot. Like going back and listening to some of the interviews, he reminds me a lot of Cooper as far as just a team guy who's going to do whatever it takes. He's not a selfish guy. So I like him. Obviously, he's an older player. He's getting older up in age. Obviously, his numbers aren't the same, but I still think he could provide something like Cooper did, and that is, where defenses go, okay, this guy, yeah, you gotta be careful with this guy. So, but like you said, if we're not really targeting receivers and we're playing this everybody eats, which I'm so tired of that. I don't even know if I want to say it anymore. It's such fucking bullshit. I really don't even want to say it. I think I might stop after today. It's crap. It's not, guys. It's a bullshit fucking thing that they threw at us. So no, I don't think that it's a slogan, all right? And I'm tired of it. It's a bullshit fucking marketing slogan that went terrible. Right? Like, think about like a bullshit slogan that just didn't work out, right? Like a marketing campaign that just totally flopped. Well, guess what? Here it is. It fucking flopped. And so I'm done with it. I just want these guys to step up. I want fucking Brady to step up. You can't. I love what they're doing with James Cook. I understand the run game's going good. Great. But when it goes bad, or not bad, but when it's contained and when we need to pass, it's not great. It's not even good. It's not even average. It's fucking bad. So they have to figure it out, man. Kincaid, I saw he's active. I'll be honest with you. I said this earlier. I don't know if you were watching or in the chat, whatever, but I don't even know if I want him playing. I know it's an important game, but we tend to do this, guys. We put guys out there that are injured or coming off an injury that aren't 100% yet. And by the way, he picked up a knee injury. I was saying that earlier too. While he's rehabbing a hamstring. How do you injure your knee? Right. I don't even get that, but whatever. That's typical. Our strength and conditioning guys, by the way, has to be the worst in the NFL. I've never seen guys get hurt so often as here in Buffalo, and that aren't even doing anything. They're not even practicing. They're getting hurt. Anyways, I don't know if I want him out there because I've seen this story told a million times where we bring up these players that aren't ready and they go and re-aggravate, and now he's out instead of one more week on. Now he's out for 4 weeks because he re-aggravated his knee in this game. So it's cool. I guess he's out there, but don't be shocked if you re-aggravate something. Like, don't be like, oh, I can't believe Kincaid got hurt again. Like, I don't think he's 100%, and I don't like. I think that's wrong. If you're really truly gearing up for a playoff push, you want your best available going into the playoffs. And if you are testing that now, a guy that's not 100%, that is dealing with multiple injuries now, knee and hamstring. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's very telling whenever the Bills make moves like this, how I don't want to say fearful, but how much concern they have going into a game, right? The fact that they are allowing Dalton Kincaid to play, knowing he's not 100%, knowing they're not going to get 100% out of him, knowing the conditions, knowing all of the variables that are existing going into this game, they're still allowing him to play. Right. That tells you a lot about how they think this game is going to go and what they think they're going to have to do in order to win this game. So this, to me, speaks a lot towards, we think this is going to be an all-out, slobber knocker, score as much as we possibly can, go back and forth, because their defense can't stop us and we can't stop their offense either. As much as each team is going to try, I'm not saying we're not going to get any stops, but it is not going to be, it's not going to be as consistent as we were against, teams that we held to, less than 20 points. We're not holding the Bengals to less than 20 points. It's not happening. So right. When I see Kincaid going into play and I'm thinking about his prospects and how much this offense needs him to be on the field, because he is right now the space creator for everybody else on this team. If he's not out there running the seam routes and running the deep crossers and getting open against man coverage, nobody else is going to have the space to do it. So what you're doing now is you're gambling with the rest of the season and quite possibly the rest of his season, right, for the sake of winning this one game. But here's the kicker. if the Bills don't win this game, I'm pretty sure the Texans, if they win, overtake the Bills for that 7 seed. So
They do.
This
Because they have the tiebreaker.
So this is a must win for the Bills. So that tells you just how much they're valuing this game and valuing this
True.
win.
But if this game is, which it seems like it's going to be, a run heavy game plan, Kincaid's not the best blocking tight end in the world. So once again, is what really use is he going to be out there other than to possibly get hurt? I just don't see it. Like, if you're going to bring him up, I don't know if this is the game where you would do it in that kind of environment where he's not really going to be needed in that kind of role where we need him in the passing game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he even gets a lot of. Now, I could be totally wrong. Knowing me, we post game he has 150. Right? I just ate crow and everyone's like, "Oh, see, we need a Kincaid." But I just don't see this as a passing kind of game. But of course, the Buffalo Bills have done this stuff to us before, where you would think going into a game it's going to be a run heavy, and then we winded up throwing 40 times. So I will find out, but I just don't feel like this is the game that even best suits him. So if he's not 100%, why even throw him out there? But I get your point. You kind of got to start stacking games up, and if Houston wins, and that's an interesting game for the Chiefs, because I feel like the Chiefs, by the way, on that game is desperate. You think we're desperate?
Is that tonight?
not boy, huh?
Is that tonight or tomorrow?
That's tonight. No, I think that's, when is that? I think that's Sunday night or Monday. Let me see here. That is, I'll tell you right now. That is on Sunday night. It's tonight. No, Monday. I'm sorry. Is it tonight or Sunday? No, I think it's tonight, actually. Is there? There is no Monday game. Oh, there is. Is there a Monday game? Why am I not looking at that right? Hold on. I think it's tonight, actually, if I'm not mistaken. 8:20. NBC. Yeah, so it is tonight. Sunday night NBC. So it's Sunday Night Football. So I think the Chiefs, because they're if you think we're in kind of desperate mode, I think they're in extreme. They have to win that game, and I feel like they will. Even though Houston's playing out of their mind defense, they're giving up like 16.5 points a game. They're playing at an all-time high.
Yep.
But they're playing in Kansas City, which is not an easy place to play. They're going against a very desperate team in the Chiefs with, Mahomes, Andy Reid. They're going to bring out everything they can to beat the Texans, and I think they do. I do. I think it'll be close, but it's tough to count the Chiefs out when they're especially backs against the wall Chiefs. I think they'll bring out everything they can over the next, 4 or 5 games that they have to try to sneak into the playoffs. So I don't think they lose against Houston, though it's possible Houston wins. I feel like it's going to be close. I think Chiefs will get the win tonight, but that doesn't matter. I think if the Bills win tonight or today and Houston loses, that's great. That gives the Bills a little bit of breathing room with the remaining, really, 4 games to go after that. So, yeah. Scott Blakely in the house. What's going on?
Really quick on the Kincaid thing. Really more the passing game. I want to be careful with expecting so much run, because one of the things that like one of the thought processes that players go through on offense in particular in these types of games is we can run around and they can't stay with us in the snow. You know what I'm saying? Like, our cuts may not be as great, but they don't know where we're going. And that's the hardest part for a defense playing in this weather is you almost can't play man coverage. So as an offense, all I got to do is keep finding the holes in your defense. And for the Bengals defense, there's going to be a lot. They don't play zone particularly well at all. So
yes. Yeah.
And space to be had.
And if you think our rush defense is bad, they're terrible. They're right below us. So that's crazy to say that a team's worse than us against a rush. So they are 32nd overall in defense. They are the worst defensive team. Now, mind you, they played a little better over the last 2 weeks, but I don't buy into it. They're 31st against a rush. They're 32nd against the pass. They're 32nd scoring. They're terrible. I mean, it's as bad as you can get. They're pretty much last in every single category in the NFL on defense. Now, with their offense, though, right, a little different story. They're 22nd, rush 30th, so that's good for the Bills. But however, the Bills
That's
doesn't matter. That's without Burrow, correct. But the rush, I think, even though they're 30th, I think still against the Bills, that part I don't.
They're
doesn't
going to
matter.
be able to run the ball.
Yeah, they're going to be able to run the exactly. Past their 11th, but let's just say they're top 5. I mean, when Burrow's in there, they're one of the best. Scoring 16, so let's just say they're when Burrow in there top 10. So they're listen. This is a great test for this Bills defense because we're supposedly won first against the pass. But this is the real test, right? This is y'all want to see how the Bills passing defense is. Well, you're going to find out against the Bengals, right? Let's see how this number 1 pass defense actually fares against a legit passing offense in the Bengals. They go out there and they can show me something. Then okay, I'll buy into it. But I'm not going to buy into it until I see it against a really good passing offense in the Bengals. So, yeah, I get what you're saying too, but on the flip side and the argument side of that is the Bengals have actually played us really good in bad weather games as well. So it's not like you would think, oh, home field, bad weather, we're we have not fared well against them. So let's see what happens here. They're also a desperate team, right? Their playoff hopes are still alive.
Right.
So they're going to pull out all the stops as well today. So it's going to be an interesting game. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be interesting. I'll say this, turnovers are going to be key to this game. Huge, because if we have these long drives and we have turnovers like we have been in the past, right? James Cook, got to hold that ball, brother. Josh Allen can't be throwing it silly interceptions, right? Fine.
You know what's really funny about that, and I want your thoughts on this. So
sure.
The long, methodical, drawn out drives. Defensive coordinators want that to happen because they're betting on the percentages, and the percentages always suggest that the more plays you run, the more opportunity for turnovers exist. That's just the nature of the game. That's what the percentages and the math will always tell you. The more you have to do on offense to score a touchdown, the more you're putting the ball at risk. The more carries you have during a drive, the more times you pass the ball during the drive, you run the risk of having a turnover created on you. So yeah, it's almost kind of a double-edged sword, this philosophy that the Bills have had this season and really last season too, where they want to slow things down. They don't want to score in 3 seconds. They want to play complementary football so that their defense is not on the field for 40 minutes a game. All of these things sound good, but when you're really looking at what the numbers and the analytics are telling you, you do want to be able to score within 3 minutes and then get off the field and let your defense get in there, because what in my mind, and again I want your thoughts on this, in my mind it really comes down to if your defense is good enough to get off the field in 3 minutes or less. That's what it comes down to. That should be your goal. Our defense is not good enough to get off the field in 3 minutes or less. Okay, let's make it easy on them by scoring 40 in the first half so that they can just pin their ears back and play one style of ball and definitely get off the field. You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't think that this style of offense really works well for limiting turnovers as much as it does giving them up, and we've been seeing a lot more of that recently. What do you think?
Yeah, real quick, guys, put your score prediction in because it is 12:30 almost. So we're getting out of here in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So go ahead and put your predictions in now, and we'll get to that later. But I hate it. I hate the concept of this. What McDermott wants, these slow drives, killing the clock. I mean, obviously it sounds good, right? It sounds like, yeah, that makes sense, baby, right? Like, take 10 minutes off the clock and give them no time, right? Like, it sounds all good, but it doesn't play out like that, right? It's not consistent enough to play out like that, right? Like, it may work here and there, but it's not a consistent thing, right? And it hasn't been. It's shown that. Like, we've shown that. We have games where we scored 12 points on offense. So that's not the kind of game we want. I don't give a shit about what the defense wants on the sideline. They want to fucking hang out for 10 minutes. Like, dude, I could care less. Score goddamn points.
Yep.
Go, let the offense go and do what they got to do. Don't hold them back because you want your defense to be on the. Who gives a shit? I don't care. Go out there and put points on the goddamn board and let your defense do what they got to do. And if your defense gives up touchdowns, because they more than likely will. Now, granted, they played their, by the way, best game I've seen in a long time last week. First game I couldn't tell you the last time they played 1 through 4 like that. You know what I mean? Consistent football, really good. Like, actually won us. I would say they were the key reason we won that game. And I've been saying it for a long time. I don't recall the last time the defense has actually truly won us a game. I would say last week, probably. I would say they started it. They scored the first touchdown. So, but that's a rarity. Like, I don't expect that moving forward. Like, I really don't. I got to see more of it, and I haven't. So we'll find out today. But no, fuck that. I want the offense to be hot, to be up tempo, scoring points, getting as much fucking points as they can at a high level, fast, up tempo. Give me those points. Right? Because the defense is eventually going to get some stops. And if the offense can keep flowing, keep going into that rhythm, right? Not this long, because here's the problem too. It's not even about turnovers. It's about you got these long drives going, and then you have an offsides. Then you got a holding. Then you bring it back 10 yards. Right? So you're at the 50. You just wasted 4 minutes. Oh, holding. Now you go back. Now you're at the 40. Now maybe we pick up another first down. Now we're back at the 50. Now it's offsides on Deion Dawkins. Then they go back 5 yards. Now you're at the 45. Now 7 minutes is off the clock. Now you don't get the first down. Now 7 minutes went off the. Now we got to punt the ball. So 7 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. Zilch, because we want to get these under, everything's short underneath. Run the ball here. Run the ball. Short underneath. Wide receiver screen pass. Everything is short. Everything. How many wide receiver screen passes are we going to do in the course of the season? Are we breaking a record this year? I mean, I would love to know if there's such a thing, because I believe we're probably going to break it if there is. Well, we have thrown so many screen passes, I can't even tell you. It's craziness.
To your point too, because and that's the comment I wanted to address. Like that is the ideal position you want to be in as far as keeping your defense fresh, but as you so eloquently pointed out just now, the Bills have not been good at these long, drawn out, drives of,
right.
dunk football. Like, you have to be good at that in order for it to be effective. If you're not good at that, you end up with exactly what you said. Holding penalties, all these things that take you back and put you in a position where teams can pin their ears back and just rush the passer. And then Josh Allen either gets sacked or creates a turnover or whatever the case is. I mean, the worst case scenario for this team has not been punting this season. It's been, oh my God, do not get my quarterback killed. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But again, that comes from not being good enough to play that style of offense and not having the pieces necessary to do it. It's one thing to have a philosophy and say, this is the ideal style of football that will help us win games in bad weather. It's one thing to think that, but to have the actual ability to do it, it's like saying, you know what, Tommy, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go battle rap Eminem. And I've never wrote, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never got the day in my life. Like, why would I think that I could just go do that without having to go through all of the necessary steps to be at that level to go battle rap Eminem? Like, that's what the Bills have done. They went from this offense last season that was throwing the ball all around the place with Amari Cooper and moving the ball down the field and opening things up. And now all of a sudden we're run first this season. You just decide you're going to flip switch like that? It doesn't
run
work
first, and not only that, like when we do pass, everything's short.
Right.
Everything. There is nothing, guys. We barely throw the ball past 20 yards. It's a rarity. And not only that, too. Let's look at the games this year. How many games have we gone in the half at like 0 points, 3 points, 7 points? Guys, that's unacceptable. Are you kidding? if you were to tell me we have Josh Allen going into this year, and I were to tell you guys, I would say about 7 games, 8 games, we're probably going to score 7 points, 3 points, 0 points in that. You tell me I was crazy, bro. You say, no fucking way, bro. We have Josh Allen. No way, 3 points. Yeah, 0. How about 0? I'll give you 0 points. Guys, bro, there's no way in hell. I don't care. So you're basically what Sean McDermott's asking the offense is to be less of itself to help out his shitty defense. Yep. I mean, really, ultimately, and I get the point. I understand, and the philosophy, fine. Like, I understand that. Keep the defense fresh, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so the offense doesn't get fresh. They have to be on the field for fucking 15 minutes during the course of a drive. Let them fucking just suffer through a whole 13-minute drive. You know what I mean? Like, guys, come on, man. It works both ways. That's not complimentary. Right now, the offense is all tired. Right? The defense gives up points right away. Now the offense has to go back and long fucking 10-minute drive down the field. Right? Come on, man. Like, and once again, is it working? Is the question. Is it consistently working? The answer is no. If it was, bro, me and Aaron would be like, hey, this is fucking great. It's working out great. The defense is doing their job. Yep. Long drives. We're winning, I don't know, 23-16 because we have the Texans defense. Okay, if that's what we are, I'll be. Look, it may be ugly ball, but okay, hey. But that's not it, guys. You know that. That's another thing, too. Don't fall into the trap of the Bills' defense played really good in the second half. They only gave up 3. Guys, it's the fucking Texans. Stop. Are you going to count the second half of the Texans game? The Falcons game, they only gave up 6. Guys, it's the fucking Falcons. They should have only given up so many points to begin with. Right now, last week, I'll give them their dues. It was the first time they had a complete game. But I can't count on that week after week. I need this offense to be at a high level scoring points. That is it. What time is it? 12:36. We got to go soon. So let's get to our X Factors. Let's get to our score predictions. Cali Blitz is in the building. He's saying that the game's going to be played in California. So if you live in California, it is on regular TV. So there you go. So it's going to be on national TV in Cali. So that's cool, Mikey, if you're listening. Anyway, so X Factors. Go ahead and give me one on defense, give me one on offense, and obviously your score prediction.
All right. So on offense, I'm gonna say Brandon Cooks. I've been on him this whole show. I'm gonna stay there. I think he is the X factor in this game. If you can get him going and he's getting separation against that defense, that is the guy that you need to keep feeding. Kincaid is probably going to be there as a decoy most of the game anyway, so I don't think that that's the way you want to go in terms of targets. It's got to be Brandon Cook for me. You know you're going to be able to run the ball against this defense. You know the weather is going to permit that. If you really want to see an explosion from this offense, the game has to go through Brandon Cooks at this point. Defensively, I'm going to say it comes down to CB2, whether that's Max Hairston or whether that's Trey White. I think whoever that guy is covering is going to be the determining factor in this game. They have 2 number 1 wide receivers, so
rough.
Right. If you can slow down the one guy on one side, but the other guy is going off for 200 yards, it doesn't mean it's not going to matter. Like, both guys are eventually going to go off in this game at some point. So you have to have some kind of bracketing or some type of design to help your CB2, whoever that's going to be, to make sure that, their receivers are not going off, because Mike Gesicki is back as a tight end. He's a really good receiving tight end. And
yes, he is. Yep.
So that's going to open up some things in the middle for them, on top of them having their slot receiver and Yosevage back for this game. So there's going to be a lot to contend with, but I think that CB2 spot is going to be the X factor.
Okay, score prediction.
They're gonna kill me. Okay, I got the Bengals winning this one. I think it's gonna be 30-27 Bengals.
Woof. Okay, your score is close to mine, by the way. So my X factor on offense is going to be the offensive line. I think they need to show up again. This game obviously is probably going to be a run-heavy game. Dawkins is back. By the way, let's pull up the real quick, the inactives and actives. I know you guys can't probably see that too well, but here we go. Inactive, Spencer Brown, we know this. Josh Palmer, okay, he's garbage. It's not working out. Whatever. I don't care anymore. Terrell Bernard, right? Joey Bosa inactive. Darnell Savage inactive, which we knew, okay? Mathis is inactive, and Lunt. Okay, so there are really no surprises here at all, okay? So we know Kincaid's active in this game. I don't agree with it, but he is. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, cross your fingers, he doesn't re-aggravate one of his many injuries now that he has. I don't know. Will he get another one here? An elbow injury, a wrist injury? Whatever. It just seems like they're just adding up. But anyways, hopefully he stays healthy in this game. My X factor on offense, like I said, offensive line, I think they need to do their job. And you're going against a shit defense. You better do your fucking job. And they didn't do it in the playoffs when we last played the Bengals. They better do it now. Okay, so do your fucking job here. On defense, golly, man. I'll go Groot. He needs to step up here. I don't think he's playing terrible, but he has to do something. You got to give me a little bit more, man. I'm not saying he's playing terrible this season, guys, and I don't lie, he's getting a lot of heat. I don't think he's trash, guys. I think and I'll be honest with you guys, the contract it's not terrible. I don't think he's overachieving the contract, but I also don't think he's like way underachieving either. I think he's in the middle ground there. I do think he needs to step up though. He needs to start showing his worth a little bit more. Today would be a good day to do it. Get some pressure. Now and Bosa's out. You really need to step up your game here. Also, I'm so sick of the fucking who's calling the goddamn defense. It's Babbage called it. Look what he did last week. Did he call it? I have no idea. Because what? McDermott didn't have the fucking thing in his hand? Like, right. I have no idea anymore. I could care less. I'm so sick of it. Because one week we're like praising McDermott, the next we're Babbage is the man. And then next week Babbage sucks. And then like, dude, I don't know. I don't care. Just whatever. Whoever the fuck's doing the defense, just try to call a good fucking defensive game plan here. And that's it. So my score prediction, I have the Bills winning 30-24. I think the Bills win by about 6. I think the Bills, understand what's at stake here. They're at home. They're going against a bad defense. Like their offense should put up something today, right? They're going against the worst in the NFL. So I expect better than 3 points at the half. I would expect that. Give me 10. Can I get 10 at the half, please? 10 points. I'm not asking for a lot. 10 is nothing. But yeah, I think 30-24. I don't think the Bengals are going to be able to air it out as much because of the weather. So that's going to kind of, help out the Bills defense a little bit. The weather will play a factor here, right? I think if it was really good conditions, I think the Bengals passing game would be more of a problem today. But because of that, that's why I'm swinging in Buffalo's favor, because the weather will play or have an effect on Burrow in the passing game. And it's going to play an effect on us, but we don't really pass much, so it doesn't matter. So, anyways, 30-24. Now, guys, it's time. Before we get out of here, because I forgot last week, the box is over with. And guess what won? The compliment, 47%. Mystery came in at 44%. And the complaint box came in at 9%, Aramis. So nobody wants to hear you complaining anymore. So today it's the compliment box. Give us a Buffalo Bills compliment.
I think the Bills have done a good job in the last couple of weeks of identifying talent on other teams that they can acquire that do have a lot of potential to make an impact here on this team. And I'm talking about Brandon Cooks and Darnell Savage. Even Darius Slay would have been an impact player here with the needs that we have. So I think they are, on pace with, Morgan Fox coming in. They're on pace to have some guys that can really contribute in the playoffs if we make the playoffs. And that gives a little bit of hope going forward.
All right. Hey, I like the compliment. Look at that, guys. All right. Aramis has it in him. He does.
It was as painful as it looked.
It was tough. But that's the whole, every week we have that voting up. So he's gotten, so far we've done it 3 times. So 2 compliments, 1 mystery so far. McDumbass forgot his Gloria Vanderbilt glasses last week. Yes, please leave them at home. Coach. Can you get, if you're going to wear glasses, can you, come on, man. What are you, what are those glasses?
Who he is,
Jesus Christ. Or go back to the tinted ones that he used to wear. Those are fine. The see-through girly glasses. Keep them at home, please. Wear them at whatever. Wear them wherever else but the game, please. The voting box is closed. The poll is closed. Let's see here. Fox running a Big Burrow piece of how big game is. It is for Fox running a Big Burrow piece. I don't understand that. Fox ball from Burrow.
So you know all the pregame storyline stuff that they do. I guess based on what Randy's saying is they're like really going heavy on how important this game is for Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Fox, the station. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking Morgan. What is Morgan? Yeah, well, they are, and the Bengals do this every year. By the way, every fucking year they start slow, go on a run, and then they're waiting last week to see if they could somehow get in. The best they could do is 9 this season, right? And I have a feeling a team will get in at 9 this year. I just have a weird feeling, and it could be them. But if they lose today, that is over with. So, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for us too. You know, like this is crazy that we're even in this situation, guys, that we're in. But it is what it is. The season's not over. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. There's a lot of things I don't like what's going on this year that I haven't liked in a lot, honestly, over the last 2 or 3 years. But it's not over. It isn't, right? And as we know, if a team gets hot going into the playoffs and you get guys back, anything can happen. Get into the playoffs, regular season's thrown out the window. It doesn't matter. It's all fresh, right? What can you do now? So that's what I want. But at the same time, we got to keep it real. Are the Bills going into the playoffs on fumes? Are they going in with a lot of injuries? You know, that does play a factor, right? So I need to see consistent football here down the stretch, guys. It starts today, right? I don't want to be, once again, they're not going to reel me back in because of the Pittsburgh game. I need consistency. And now I'll tell you what, if they beat the Bengals today and then they go in New England and they handle business, they might have me back on board. Then they might be then they're going to start reeling me back in, and I'll be going, okay, wait a minute, now hold on, maybe something's going on here, and I think a lot of you guys will be back on board because you see my dude Cali Blitz, he's not happy, right? 38-28 Bengals. He's Scott Blakely, he's not happy. A lot of you guys are picking against the Bills, and it's understandable. My dude here, right? Aramis today got the Bengals winning. I get it, right? Why? Why are you guys doing that? Because it's been inconsistent football, right? You don't know what team you're going to get week in, week out. That hasn't been the case here in a long time. Like the Bills, listen, the Bills each season go through a little funk, right? Where we'll win our first 3 or 4, lose 2 in a row, 3 maybe, or 2 in a row, whatever, and then we go on a fucking hot streak, right? Where we win, 7 out of the last 8. Yeah. This year, it's 1, 3, or 4, whatever it was, and then it's been win 1, lose 2, win 2, lose 1, win, lose, win. It's not been consistent at all since the very start of the season. So I need consistency here. And I think that's what Aramis needs. That's what a lot of you guys that are going, I don't see it. So that's all we need, man. So it starts today, because if they lose today, once again, we're going to be sitting here talking post-game going, inconsistent team. What are we going to get? We have no idea. So I don't want to be that anymore. I want to go on here pre-games and go, we got this. We got this. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to win today. Yeah, I want to feel more confident, and I think you guys do too, man. You guys want to jump on board. So anyways, guys, we're getting out of here. It is 12:50. We'll run Real Men of Genius real quick, and then we're going to get out of here for you guys. So I appreciate you guys, all of you guys rocking with Aramis. Glad to have you back, man. I missed you, man. I really did, man. And Post Podium Podcast, let them know the days and times.
All right, so we got a couple of new additions to the channel now. Obviously, we do our Monday and Friday shows 5:30 p.m. We're doing post podium conversations Wednesdays at 7, and then the film review show that we do with Buffalo Bills alum Damaris Johnson. I'm also efforting to get Arthur Moats on that show with Damaris so we can do some film review, the three of us.
Moats,
so
there you go.
But yeah, so that show comes on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Whenever Damaris can do the show. So, bear with me if you tune in one week and it's not on. It's solely dependent on his schedule, but that's the show schedule for the week pretty much every day.
Nice, man. Glad you're back, man. People were asking where the hell is post podium. we need to vent, man. Those are the perfect guys. Keys, Aramis, man. We missed you guys, and we're glad to have you guys back. All right, here we go. Real Men of Genius, first video, and then we'll do one more, and we're out of here.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Giant Taco Salad Inventor.
Mr. Giant Taco Salad Inventor.
Ground beef, refried beans, guacamole, cheese, sour cream, and if there's any room left, a few shreds of lettuce.
I don't see no lettuce.
A culinary creation that baffles the human mind. A 12,000-calorie salad.
Ah, caramba.
Some may ask, is your taco salad healthy? Of course it is.
Yes.
It's a salad, isn't it?
You can eat that deep fried country bowl.
So crack open a nice cold Bud Light, conquistador of the calorie. You put the feast in fiesta.
Mr. Giant Taco Salad Inventor.
The best part is when he says, "Is it healthy?" Of course it is. It's a salad, isn't it?
I like when they say, "I don't see this."
Yeah, a couple shreds of lettuce on it. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, last one, and we're getting out of here, guys. So here we go, last one. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, those are the best, man. And it's unfortunate I ran out of all, like, that's it. There is no more. So a lot of these are going to be repeats. So it is what it is, but they're funny. I can watch these over and over. All right, last one. We'll get out of here because the game's about to start. Let's see here if I could find one. All right.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Never before has one man done so much with so little.
Alone on higher.
From mosquito bites, pimples, and pancakes to melons, mountains, and Major League Yabos. An engineering feat so brilliant it can only be described as va-va-va-voom.
Ba-ba-boo.
Thanks to you, even a 90-year-old grandmother can go from A to double D in a single bound.
What's your number, Granny?
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh hoister of the hooter, because when it comes to the bust, you're the best.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bud Light beer.
Yo! Oh my god! From pimples, mosquito bites to pancakes.
Oh my god.
I'm done.
So, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. That's how we do, man. Me and Aramis having a good time talking Bills football. We appreciate you guys once again rocking with us on pregame. Aramis, thank you so much once again. I appreciate you doing this with me year in, year out. This is actually our second year together, and we'll continue to do this, man. This is great times, man. So, guys, once again, go to Post Podium. If you haven't already subscribed to them, go subscribe. They're awesome. Keys is my dude. Aramis is my dude. They're bringing great content throughout the whole week. So, glad to have you back again, man. So, Bills Mafia, let's go out there and let's get a dub today, please, man. Bill. Oh, by the way, too, it's Mikey's birthday, my co-host Mikey.
Happy
Buffalo
birthday,
Bills. Yes, get the dub for my dude. Don't disappoint him. All right? All right, Bills Mafia, we love you. As always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.
Go Bills.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
See, Peter, he's too fast.
You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B.
I'm pressing B. He's too fast.
Going over here? Going over here now? Never get tired.